we are. We're back with lunch. We've got the fricadelle in here. This is the vegetable ragu. These are the flour biscuits. Another napkin, another spoon, an additional water purification tablet if we need to go ahead and treat a liter of water. Now this chocolate, if you look on this card, right there, it says the chocolate is actually for breakfast, I guess to help wake you up. I prefer not to have it at breakfast, so I decided to have it for lunch. Alright, so let's go ahead and plate this up. Okay, let's go ahead and check this stuff out. The first is the fricadelle, however you pronounce it. Still pretty toasty. Looks like meatballs, and they're in a red sauce. So let's peel one out of there. There you go. Here's a nice close-up. Let's pour a little on the plate. Smells really good. Put a little sauce right on top. Yep, I think that's going to taste pretty good. Alright, and then we have, let me take this real quick. The vegetable ragu. And my knife escaped me someplace. And this isn't firm, so in fact it's leaking out on me. So it's just some like fruit paste puree kind of thing. You can see some chunks of like peppers and tomato. It's got a nice spicy aroma to it, so that should be pretty good. Just put that right there. Okay, then we'll go ahead and open up the chocolate bar. Has a nice dark chocolate smell. And lunch is both of. Okay, now let's take a look at the galettes. They're army breads from wholemeal flour. It looks like these have held up better than the last batch. Not quite as crumbly. And I guess you could use these to sop up the sauce with both of those. Those would be pretty decent. Okay, now for the drinks. This one's going to be for the tea. This is going to be for the grape drink. Grape drink is 200 ml of water. About 6 to 8 ounces. And those are kind of like crystals on the inside. And I retained my knife that I'll use to stir. And for the tea, I generally don't use a glass this big for tea, but it's what I had available without running back upstairs. And I prefer my tea hot. So I will use some more hot water. And we'll let that steep. Alright, let's power through and go ahead and try lunch. We have the crackers, the milk chocolate, the ragu, vegetable ragu, and I don't really know how to pronounce that, but fricadelki, something like that, which is this. And I did make a mistake. I said these were 300 grams. These are actually 250 gram vials. We've got our drinks ready, so let's go ahead and start sampling. Get a nice little cross section of this. You can see it's like a, oops, get you a better view. It's like a meatball, pretty much. That's pretty good. You could, this is almost has the same texture to like a Chef Boyardee meatball, and the sauce is pretty similar. So that's really good. The only thing that would probably help that out is a little bit of pepper, but it tastes fine just right on its own. Okay, let's try this vegetable ragu. Okay, and it's really just a bunch of vegetables and a sauce. So it's pretty pleasant. I don't have any real complaints. It doesn't have a lingering taste. So this is good. And I guess you could use your crackers and you could put this or this. Well, might as well try it. Right on your cracker. Well, that's pretty good. So, no real complaints. And you can see the difference of this cracker as compared to the other one. This is a lot lighter in color. The taste is kind of the same, but alright, now the chocolate bar. Now, like I said, this is supposed to go with breakfast, but I went ahead and wanted to save it for my lunch. It's pretty thin. And like we said, this isn't milk chocolate, it's dark chocolate, so it's not quite as sweet, but I like it. So there's another plus. Throughout the day, you can always go ahead and have your stick of gum. I will have mine at the end of my meal. And if you needed seasoning or anything like that, you could go ahead and use your salt. Okay, and this was I believe it was the grape drink. And some of the crystals, if you can look in there, you can see are still on there, which is not a real big deal. But I think it's okay. If you were inclined, if you wanted it sweeter, just go ahead and add some sugar. But I think it's fine. Now our black tea. Just took the bag out. Okay, that's black tea straight. It's not bad. I like tea. But let's go ahead, we'll put some of this sugar in there. See if that wakes it up a little bit. I think I just put like 10 grams in there, so this might be a little strong. I did keep my knife. I do like whitener in my tea for certain things, especially if it's hot, but we'll give it a try. Now that did it for this black tea. Just put a little dab of sugar in there and it's golden. So here we go. This is our lunch.